Sometimes you try your best to make it work, and then you fail like many of my weight loss attempts. This is Samyang's third 35mm attempt, and it's impressive. The f1.4 was a bit too large, old, and slow to move, like end-of-career Shaquille, and their f2.8 model was very lightweight but didn't pack as much punch, and may leave you as disappointed as much as Floyd Mayweather fighting Logan Paul. That really did happen, and no, it was not a bad dream. For 35mm in the mount system, there are f2.8 primes which start at 100 grams and f1.4 primes that start at 500 grams. So being only 200 grams makes this lens much closer in weight and size to the lightest lenses on the market. And being f1.8 is also closer to f1.4 than it is to f2.8. So on a technical level, it's a win-win scenario. And before going further, be sure to smash that like button to tell the Samyang algorithm to focus more development on lenses and less on cheesy spicy noodles. This lens was released with an MSRP of $399, which is honestly a decent value, and street prices are around $349 to $299. During Amazon Day, it went down to $239, an insane deal, and being Asian, we know deals almost as well as we know math. Nothing wrong with saving a few bucks, and for the married folks, allocating your yearly allowance for this lens. Let's go over the body. Plastic with metal mount, 58mm filter thread, weather sealed in 4 spots, about 200 grams, and an interesting mode 1 mode 2 switch, which I found a bit confusing because I use an in-body AF MF toggle due to the inconsistency in lenses. What makes it confusing is the aperture control only works in AF mode, which makes little sense to me. Interesting concept, and if you don't like it, you can use it as an AF MF switch, not a complete loss. Autofocus is good, very high level even if not on Sony OEM caliber. It's like Pepsi compared to Coke. Everyone knows that Coke is better, but Pepsi is close. If you have an A9 or an A1, you should probably go with the Sony 35mm F1.8, which is capable of the full 20 to 30 frames per second with autofocus, while the Samyang only gives you 15 max. Once you taste the high frame rate, it's as addicting as a bucket of french fries with an ice cold beer. Check out the breathing right here. You can see there is a moderate amount. Keep your eye on the edges. Let's go over the technical sharpness of this lens. Wide open f1.8. In the center, it looks good. All the way through, doesn't improve very much. So right off the bat, center is good. Mid frame, this is at 100%. f1.8 f2. Had bit of softening, improves by f2.8. By f4, it's near max. f5, 6, and f8, it looks really good. Moving on to edge sharpness, 100%. Edge sharpness is pretty decent. It's not bad at all. There is some softening at 1.8 and f2. By 2.8, it improves a little. f4, it looks really good. f5.6, it is pin sharp. f8, same results there. Lastly, for our corners, 100%. It honestly doesn't look all that bad. At f1.8, f2, f2.8, it starts getting pretty good already. f4, it's really good. 5.6, it's excellent. But when it comes to overall sharpness of this lens, I would rate it a little bit higher than Sony's budget glass and probably lower than the G lenses. Definitely mid to high level optics. Here are some sharpness tests in the field. This is wide open, 100%. There is some chromatic aberration. Again, 100%. This thing looks very crisp. As you can see with the fine little needle leaves on the floor. Again, the floor feather detail there looks great. And all these are wide open. Let's talk about bokeh, which I find is generally pleasing with this lens. There are some flaws, and let's see if we can spot them. First off, this has classic Nissen bokeh right here. This outline is not supposed to be there. Moving on, you can see it in the images here and there. It's subtle and it's soft. I did not even notice it at first, but it's there. Also, you could notice the green outlines that is the bokeh issue. Other than that, the quality of bokeh is generally pleasing. It can get slight bit busy in the corners. There's a small football effect, very small. Bokeh is generally really smooth, and these are JPEGs straight out of camera. I would say bokeh is on a very high level on this lens. When it comes to flare resistance and starburst, this lens has a high level of resistance and very little starburst. Chromatic aberration is fairly controlled, could be worse like a vintage lens. Compared to highly corrected lenses of the past few years, the performance here is on the lower end. There is a moderate amount of loca aka bokeh fringing. As you can see, the greens and purples wide open and clears up by f4 if that bothers you. Final thoughts, this is a very nice lens that happens to be budget friendly. Like when I buy makeup for my wife from the dollar store. Why spend more when you don't have to? Samyang / Rokinon are seriously underrated lens maker with a very good standard prime offering that gives a high level of optics for your pleasurable photo video experience. A nice 35mm is something every photographer filmmaker should own, and the Samyang is an extremely attractive offering for anyone on the full frame E-mount system.